next session is mainstream reality. So mainstream reality को discuss करने के लिए mainstream writer चाहिए. So the moderator, I'm going to call upon the moderator, Mr. Mainstream writer, Mr. Hitesh Kevalia. Hitesh Kevalia is a writer-director. He is the writer of Shubh Mangal Savdhan, and he is the writer-director for Shubh Mangal Jada Savdhan. So let's call upon Mr. Hitesh to the stage to start the session. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dipanjan, and thank you all of you for coming and staying back after lunch. लंच के बाद अच्छा एकदम थोड़ा हैवी सेशन से अच्छा अगर हम मेन स्ट्रीम की बात करेंगे तो ज़्यादा अच्छा होगा, थोड़ा मसाले वाला, थोड़ा तड़के वाला, क्योंकि अल्टीमेटली जब हमारी आम बोलचाल भाषा में हमें जो कैरेक्टर्स याद रहते हैं, जो कहानियाँ याद रहती है, वो होती तो मेन स्ट्रीम की ही हैं. So why not celebrate the mainstream films as much as we talk about the intellectual stuff? Not that that is bad or this is good or anything. All kinds of films should be made because there is an audience for every film, every script. So जिन writers को मैं इस panel discussion के लिए stage पे बुलाने जा रहा हूँ, they don't need any introduction. No, seriously, ऐसा नहीं है कि मैंने introduction नहीं लिखा है और I'm using it as an excuse. But एक काम करता हूँ, मैं इन राइटर्स की फिल्मों के नाम बोलता हूँ और फिर इन राइटर्स को इंट्रोड्यूस करता हूँ. सो आई स्टार्ट विद मुन्ना भाई MBBS, मैं हूँ ना, जाने तो या जाने ना, एंड रिसेंटली वॉर. प्लीज वेलकम मिस्टर अब्बास टायरवाला. The next set of films are Man Marziyan, Kedarnath, Haseen Dilruba, and recently Do Patti and Phir Aayi Haseen Dilruba. Please welcome Ms. Kanika Dhillon. Now we have Bhool Bhulaiya 2, Bhool Bhulaiya 3, Flying Jatt, Houseful 4, Akash Kaushik. एक कुर्सी हमको खाली छोड़नी पड़ेगी क्योंकि एक और राइटर जो इस पैनल डिस्कशन में हैं, उन्होंने अपनी ही फिल्म की टैगलाइन को थोड़ा सीरियसली ले लिया. ओ स्त्री कल आना की जगह उन्होंने ओ नीरेन भट्ट कल आना सोच लिया. ही इज़ ऑन हिज वे. देयर वाज सम मिसकम्युनिकेशन. ही विल जॉइन अस इन द मिडल ऑफ द सेशन एंड दैट इज नीरेन भट्ट. सिंस ही इज़ नॉट हियर, वी विल स्टार्ट द सेशन. So, since you talked about an interval एक ऐसी चीज़ है जो हमारी हिंदी फिल्मों का बहुत ही एक बड़ा एक माइलस्टोन माना जाता है. हम कितने भी एक्ट्स की बात कर ले, एक्ट 1, एक्ट 2, एक्ट 3, 5 एक्ट स्ट्रक्चर, पर ये इंटरवल किसी भी राइटिंग स्कूल में सिखाया नहीं जाता. और बट वी फॉलो इट. वी डेफिनेटली राइट कीपिंग इन माइंड कि इस वक्त इंटरवल होगा, ये हमारा मिड पॉइंट है. अब वो बाहर जाएगा, पॉपकॉर्न खरीदेगा ऑडियंस, कोक पिएगा, पानी पिएगा, वॉशरूम जाएगा और फिर वापस आएगा. तो वो ये पॉइंट स्पेशली इन मेन स्ट्रीम सिनेमा, एज अ राइटर, how have you thought about it and what is your process? And I've just taken this question because you mentioned interval.
I'm probably not the best person to ask this because this is a phenomenon that I've fought all my life. I find it massively overrated. I find it nowhere near as impactful to the ultimate fate of the film as a lot of filmmakers like to believe. I'm not saying that it is not occasionally a delight to have a truly jaw-dropping moment just before the film takes a pause. It's a way of ensuring that people are still in a positive frame of mind, are talking about what's going to happen next so that they're not losing touch with the film. Hopefully, they are still connected to what's going to happen. I invested in that. I've never seen it happen. No matter how jaw-dropping your moment, people are coming out and asking each other what they want to eat and drink. I remember that the film that often, especially with scriptwriters, I find a lot of love for, Jaane To Ya Jaane Na. Mr. Amir Khan had told me, ढंग की film लिख, जब आधी हो जाए वहाँ पे कोई एक ठीक ठाक सा पॉइंट दे और वहाँ पे फिल्म काट दे, वहाँ पे लोग इंटरवल ले लेंगे. So I'm not a big proponent of it, but given the fact that a lot of people are committed to making an event out of the interval, I think essentially what they like to do is, or what supposedly needs to be done, is a sense of a massive twist, some kind of a shocker, something that creates the next big question. We are so used to thinking in terms of, okay, plot point A, the film takes a particular kind of swing at the 25% mark. At that point, your characters have been established, and what your film is about, what the primary conflict is, becomes identified. And at plot point B, which is about the 33% or 75% mark, after all the possible considerations, what is the direction the resolution is going to take? That is your final act. Only in Hindi films you have one more consideration, which actually is somewhere often coincides for a lot of people's first act and a lot of people's third act, because we are often thinking in terms of a two-act structure. They are like, now it's not so common, but really there was a very clear two-act structure in a lot of commercial movies that even I'm sure my colleagues can talk about. But there used to be a two-act structure. You finish the romance by interval and then do the action post-interval. You do the happy stuff pre-interval and then bring in the parents post-interval. So there was also a two-act structure at play, but I don't think that is there now that we have more studied script writers. They're sticking to the three-act structure, but trying to find one more hook to make something of the interval.
Actually, I want to add to this. अब्बास ने आपको टेक्निकल एस्पेक्ट्स बताए, मैं आपको एक रियल एस्पेक्ट बताती हूँ. माई एक्सपीरियंस विद दिस होल थिंग कॉल्ड इंटरवल. आप लोग भी tomorrow you're going to sit with producers, pitch your stories, discuss your interval points. So हितेश हुआ क्या कि I was narrating this story and interval हुआ तो like he said एक twist है, बट उसके बाद इंटरवल के बाद जो सीन आया तो मुझे तब प्रोड्यूसर और उन्होंने बोला देखिए ऐसे नहीं हो सकता है. मैंने कहा पर कहानी के हिसाब से तो आपको कंटिन्यू करना पड़ेगा. नहीं 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 देखिए अभी वो हाई पे एंड हुआ, फिर वो बाहर गए, उन्होंने समोसा खाया, पॉपकॉर्न खाया, बाथरूम गए, सुनो अंदर आए, अरे आसपास लोग चल रहे, धीरे से वो अंदर एंटर किए और यहाँ पर ऐसा कुछ लिखो कि ऐसा धीरे 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 ब्रिंग देम बैक इनटू द सीन. मैंने बोला अच्छा. मैंने कहा तो अभी इस पे भी डिपेंड करेगा कि पॉपकॉर्न अच्छा लगा कि नहीं, ज़्यादा मिर्ची थी कि नहीं बर्गर में, अभी जितना मतलब. एंड आई वॉज थिंकिंग अबाउट इट एंड you know, it also took me a while, like Abbas said, to get used to this practical aspect of commercial cinema. And some people would say that it's real. Some people would say that, ye log, I mean, they need to go for a loo break and they need to be drawn into the film back. And it does make practical sense.
Correct.
So the line is somewhere in between a purist and a practical approach.
नहीं, पहले मुझे याद है, whenever as a kid I used to go to see a film in a cinema hall, तो जैसे ही गाना आता था, my dad would get up and then he would go and get, do you want to eat something, and he would go and get. तो गाने, even when we used to watch it on a VCR, we used to fast forward the song so that we can watch more films in the evening rather than see the songs. So these are quirks of our traditional Hindi film industry or Indian film industry, if I may say that.
Check. Also, when you had a 3.5 hour narrative, and the rest of the world was doing 2 hours, 10 minutes, 2 hours, 15 minutes. So it then does, the halfway mark actually occurs where a lot of films end abroad. Right. So I guess it was much more of a thing. Today we are aiming at shorter films, so maybe it's less of a thing.
And just one thing, adding to what Kanika said, this happened with me as well, that एक बहुत important information थी जो beginning of second half में आ रही थी. And I was told that nahi, you delay this because people are getting the popcorn. They have not even entered the halls. So इतनी और आगे की कहानी उस पर dependent है. So you have to push that part. So yeah, like you said, Hindi filmmaking की एक अलग storytelling है. So yeah, that's so interval ही नहीं, interval के बाद का भी जो part है, वो भी हम लोग को उस हिसाब से लिखना होता है.
हाँ correct. मेरे हिसाब से जैसे कई बार interval के बाद whenever I used to write, I would take 5 minutes to literally reboot the film in some way, so that everyone who has, obviously they have seen it just now, but they are able to come, settle down and understand, come back to that similar emotion that where we had left. So give them a time. So 5 minute का कोई एक scene, उसके बाद एक गाना. So all of these are, idiosyncrasies of our culture of writing.
I think it's a very interesting observation that the first thing we've spoken about, except for a reflexive reference to the three-act structure, but essentially I was talking about the fact of why the three-act structure didn't matter in the interval point, and the next two answers were, sort of dealing with practical considerations around popcorn and cold drinks and all that. I think it brings us to a very interesting point of when you're talking mainstream cinema, can you just be talking cinema at all? So I think what might be interesting is if we can just agree on what we all four think, and 5 after interval, on what a mainstream film is.
And Kanika, coming to you now, ये इंटरवल वाली बात तो काफ़ी टाइम से चल रही है हमारे सिनेमा में. OTT का जो फिनोमिनन है, and especially with your films like हसीन दिलरुबा, फिर both have been direct to digital releases. उसमें तो इंटरवल नहीं होता है. और उसमें आप कभी भी ऑडियंस कभी भी पॉज कर सकती है. हाउ हैज योर प्रोसेस चेंज्ड बिकॉज ऑफ दैट, और हैव यू बीन कॉन्शियस ऑफ दिस?
See, as a writer, I may or may not be conscious, but my OTT platform will tell me every minute when they meet me, देखो छोड़ के चले जाएंगे, देखो पिक्चर छोड़ के चले जाएंगे. So, in fact, when I was sitting with them over discussions, I wanted to understand the medium. So, very interesting thing, came up. They said that, please remember that unlike a theater, you don't have a captive audience. Okay? They have so many things to do. Bachcha ro raha hai, bell, ye, wo. You have to work doubly hard to sustain that. Otherwise, they drop off, and here you can't fudge numbers. You can't, I mean it in a very non-political sense. Everything is recorded. Everything is, you can see it. So आपका रिपोर्ट कार्ड पूरी पिक्चर पे नहीं, आपका रिपोर्ट कार्ड हर 5 सेकंड में निकल रहा है. एंड देन वो ये भी बता देते हैं वो सीन हमने बोला था ना ठीक नहीं था, उसमें ड्रॉप ऑफ हो गया. सो दिस इंटेंस स्क्रूटनी ऑफ द बीट्स ऑफ द फिल्म, द रिपोर्ट कार्ड कम्स इन फुल डिटेल कि ये सीन पे ड्रॉप ऑफ हुआ, ये सीन पे ये हुआ, वो हुआ, पॉज हुआ, रीप्ले हुआ. सो what it does is it definitely gives you a sense of, when I put pen to paper now, I'm aware that I need to have the hook. I need to hit the ground running with my plot. I need to get them. If I don't get them in the first 5 minutes, I'm not going to get them for the film. They are not going to finish the film. So, that immediate and urgent need to keep the audience holding, because otherwise then you will not achieve the numbers that one achieves. You will not have those viewerships and you will not have that word of mouth. So to get that, you have to have something going on plot-wise, or in layer A or layer B, to keep them constantly engaged and to stop them from getting distracted. So the thing would be, the difference would be captive audience versus a not
Versus
captive
the audience which has a remote.
Yes, and also a sense of you're not committed to the OTT film you're watching because you've not spent money on it. You've not traveled, you've not parked your car, you've not bought a ticket, and you are not patient enough to say, let's see, yaar, shayad second half mein picture better ho jaye. Because as a writer, and as writers, you should know that what happens in a theater is that even if your first half is average and your second half is great, you're forgiven.
Yeah,
I mean,
people
you can ask
remember,
my God.
go out
Because
with a...
it's that second half high. And even if your last 25 minutes or 20 minutes are a huge high, you're forgiven. But you're not forgiven.
You'll never come back to those
You'll never come back
15
to those
minutes of
you
film
are not
that
going to
you...
wait for those last 25 minutes. So that I feel is a key difference. In fact, cinema is more liberating. It's harder to get the audience today because it's become very competitive. But it is slightly more liberating because you can take your time in telling a story a little bit more at the theaters, I feel.
I'm sure many TV writers in the audience can feel this pain of जो report card every Thursday आता है, because they've been getting this report card every Thursday or a Wednesday. I'm not sure. जिसमें TRP और time spent लिखा होता है कि
difficult होता है, बोलता है मार दो इसको कुचल दो. Nobody wants to watch.
11 आपका शो 11 मिनट तक देखा गया और 12वें मिनट में इस कैरेक्टर का सीन आया और लोगों ने बंद कर दिया. वो कैरेक्टर अगले एपिसोड में अगले हफ्ते वो खत्म हो जाएगा. So, Akash, coming to you, you've written Bhool Bhulaiya 2, Bhool Bhulaiya 3. Now, Bhool Bhulaiya was an already, it existed in the minds of the audience. They had a connection. So when I want to ask you specifically that when you आप literally एक चलती ट्रेन में चढ़े हो और उस ट्रेन को आपने अपना बनाया है, तो ये प्रोसेस कितना डिफिकल्ट था, कैसा था, और व्हाट वर द रियलिटीज ऑफ वर्किंग ऑन एन एग्जिस्टिंग फ्रेंचाइज टेकिंग इट फॉरवर्ड?
सो टू बी ऑनेस्ट, मैं सच बताऊं तो जब मैंने भूल भुलैया 2 का आइडिया सोचा था, वो भूल भुलैया 2 थी ही नहीं. I had written a story, and then I got to know that Bhushan ji likes this story, and वो भूल भुलैया बोल रहे हैं. मैंने कहा ये भूल भुलैया है, but I said okay, it's of course it's a big opportunity for me. I said okay, let me sit on this idea. Let me mold it in a way where it can be a spiritual sequel to the part 1, and that's how the journey started. और ये जो पूरी प्रोसेस है जो आप कह रहे हैं चलती ट्रेन की, इसका एक बहुत बड़ा पॉजिटिव है और एक बहुत बड़ा नेगेटिव है. पॉजिटिव ये है कि ऑफ कोर्स यू विल गेट द ओपनिंग, यू विल, एक फ्रेंचाइज की एक अपनी एक लॉयल ऑडियंस होती है, वो आपको ज़रूर मिलती है. और एक बहुत बड़ा नेगेटिव है कि आपका कंपैरिजन होगा ही होगा with the original one. And obviously, यू नो, गॉडफादर को भी लोग बोलते हैं ना यार, गॉडफादर 1 की जो बात थी ना, जबकि गॉडफादर 2 इज़ एक्चुअली अ ग्रेट फिल्म. तो वो कंपैरिजन हमेशा रहता है. सो यू हैव टू लिव विद दैट. सो आई जस्ट ऐड वन स्मॉल थिंग, लाइक आई गॉट अ लॉट ऑफ फ्लैक, आई गॉट अ लॉट ऑफ लव ऑल्सो, बट अ लॉट ऑफ फ्लैक कि भूल भुलैया 1 एक साइकोलॉजिकल थ्रिलर थी और भूल भुलैया 2 आपने एक भूत की कहानी बनाई. सो पीपल डिडंट अंडरस्टैंड दैट एंड का, भूल भुलैया 1 का बेस्ट पार्ट था एंड का ट्विस्ट, दैट ओ देयर इज नो घोस्ट. नाउ दे हैव ऑलरेडी डन दैट. इफ आई डोंट कीप अ घोस्ट, इफ आई अगेन से कि भूत है भूत है भूत है और भूत नहीं है, तो वो ऑलरेडी लोग देख चुके हैं. देन व्हाट न्यू थिंग एम आई ऑफरिंग? सो then I thought that okay, this time there has to be a ghost, but I'll come up with another twist, and that's how Bhool Bhulaiya 2 happened. So like I said, पॉजिटिव भी है, नेगेटिव भी है, और एक टाइम के बाद आपको पहले को रिस्पेक्ट करना होता है, बट साथ साथ उसे अपनी फिल्म बना के अपने एक नज़रिए से उसको प्रेजेंट करना होता है.
Abbas, what do you think about characters which have already exist and you taking them forward? What is your process? And what he's saying is somewhere true. There is a pressure also to stick to the you know, the narrative, the world of it, and in fact take it a notch higher, because people's expectations from every sequel are a little higher than the previous one.
See, I can answer in theory about how I would approach it, for example, but unfortunately or fortunately, I have found more traction as a dialogue writer. And therefore, the kind of critical thinking that you are talking about, I would like to believe that I have the ability to do it, but I have not been called upon to do it too often. My first experience with it was after Munna Bhai MBBS. When I remember that Mr. Rajkumar Hirani was torn by 2 ideas. He wanted to make another Munna Bhai. He was looking at Munna Bhai LLB, ये वो काफ़ी चीज़ें सोच रहे थे. And he was obsessed with this idea about a guy who has gone off into a coma for many years. He was trying to find the logical basis because of which he hasn't aged. But वो गांधी के वक्त से वो कोमा में है और गांधी जी ने उनको कुछ करने को कहा था और वो मॉडर्न टाइम्स में जागते हैं और वो कुछ अचीव करते हैं. दोनों फिल्में आगे नहीं बढ़ रही थी. He was struggling for a long time. And then one day he told me that why don't we just make, and I kept telling him, I said, यार मुन्ना भाई का सीक्वल कैसे करोगे? हम बापू से मिल चुके हैं, उनके फादर से मिल चुके हैं, माँ को देख चुके हैं, एक रेजोल्यूशन हो गया है. तभी ये जो स्पिरिचुअल सीक्वल जो आकाश ने कहा, as far as I can tell, that was probably one of the earliest films that did that, which is take a character, take the same, in that sense, the same dynamics. आप मुन्ना भाई और सर्किट को देखते हो, आप दोबारा उनकी दोस्ती समझाने की जरूरत नहीं है, बट फिर ये मुन्ना सिंगल कैसे है? You know, so that idea of just saying it's the same spirit but not, it's almost like an alternative dimension. It's almost like an alternative reality of those characters. So when he came up with the idea of matching these two, and he goes, Munna ko Gandhi dikhte hai, I didn't even need to hear more. I knew he had struck gold. Unfortunately, I couldn't be involved in the making of that movie. I had prior commitments, I had, other issues. But the moment I heard it, I knew that was gold. What happens is that one of the bigger considerations, besides the two areas that Akash spoke about, a big one is, like he said, you can't do the same again. He had to think of something new. अगर तभी भूत नहीं था तो इस बार भूत आना पड़ेगा, वरना आपने दोबारा one बनाई है, आपने two नहीं बनाई है, right? So the thing is that how do you take it to the next level? And every time that he wanted to make a Munna Bhai and he came up with ideas for it, or even when I came up with ideas for the second Munna Bhai, I was just like, why are we making this? What is the next big thing? We have already seen Munna touch lives, make a change, win over people, all that, forgive himself, become a better human being. Why are we making another film? And the moment you say, Munna starts seeing Gandhi, and in my head I said, the climax has to be non-violent sort of satyagraha, right? And in that moment, you created or thought of something bigger. Whether or not you do it well is a secondary thing. But you've thought of something bigger. You've thought of something that takes it to the next level. So especially with the whole franchisee thing, you can't be smaller than the last. You have to follow the same rules and yet somehow elevate it. Some people will just try and elevate it with more casting, right? Just add 2 more faces, just add 2 more names, whatever. But ultimately, you have to just say, how do I make this more of an experience rather than more of the same?
एक और बात है जो आई थिंक इट्स द राइट टाइम टू टॉक अबाउट इट सिंस ऑल ऑफ यू आर हियर एंड आई वुड लाइक टू आस्क कनिका ऑल्सो स्पेशली कि वो आइडिया जो जर्म होता है जब आज हम स्पिरिचुअल सीक्वल्स और सीक्वल्स की बात कर रहे हैं if a writer has thought about an idea and when he writes the film, he or she writes the film and the film goes out in the world, उसका IP राइटर के पास रहता नहीं है, ठीक है, वो किसी और का हो जाता है. फिर सीक्वल बनाने की जिम्मेदारी भी वो प्रोड्यूसर्स, ब्रॉडकास्टर, जो भी प्लेटफॉर्म, द पीपल हु मनी बैग्स एज वी कॉल देम, उनके पास होती है और वो किसी और राइटर को भी हायर कर सकते हैं. सो कनिका, कमिंग टू यू बिकॉज रिसेंटली यू हैव turned a producer and you are, I think, in production of your second film. How important it is for a writer? क्या एक writer को IP hold करने के लिए producer बनना पड़ेगा? And how easy or difficult it is in a world where we are talking only about sequels, whether spiritual or otherwise?
एक्चुअली एक राइटर को बहुत कुछ होल्ड करने के लिए प्रोड्यूसर बनना पड़ेगा, नॉट जस्ट आईपी. बट okay, there are lots of questions in that one question, so I'll take it bit by bit. IP का बारे में अगर आप बात करें तो हाँ, unfortunately, IP doesn't rest with the creator and the author. वो सब producer लिखवा लेते हैं. So मैंने ना ये बात जब मैं मनमर्जियाँ लिख रही थी ना, तो ये बात मेरे जहन में आई थी स्टीफन्स और जेवियर्स और लंदन स्कूल ऑफ इकोनॉमिक्स में पढ़ के आगे 5-6 साल में क्या होने वाला है उतना बैठ के मैं एनालिसिस करती थी. एजुकेशन का कुछ मैंने यूज़ किया है, तो मैंने तभी टांग अड़ा दी कि भैया मैं मनमर्जियाँ करूँगी पर मैं क्रिएटिव प्रोड्यूसर बनूँगी. उससे क्या होता है कि एक तो द इन्फ्लुएंस फॉर द स्टोरी इन अ गुड वे, कि आप वो जो लॉस इन ट्रांसलेशन होता है ना, बिकॉज स्क्रिप्ट राइटिंग इज़ नॉट अ राइटर्स मीडियम, और ये बात हम सबको पता है, इट्स अ डायरेक्टर्स मीडियम. एंड द बिगेस्ट हार्ट ब्रेक इज़ कि आपने कहानी लिखी है, उस कहानी को खून दिया है, सीन बाय सीन, डायलॉग बाय डायलॉग, बट आपका कंट्रोल नहीं है कि वो बनेगी कैसे. नाउ दैट इज़ अ बिग गैप, दैट इज़ अ बिग एक. यू नीड टू कम टू टर्म्स विद इट. आपका रिएक्शन फ्रॉम डीप अक्यूट डिप्रेशन टू साइकोनेस हो सकता है, डिपेंडिंग ऑन योर पैशन टुवर्ड्स दैट स्टोरी. So these realities are real. So मनमर्जिया में I was the creative producer, हसीन दिलरुबा co-producer. हसीन दिलरुबा 3 की बात चल रही है अभी. The fact that I am feeling secure कि मेरे बिना पंडित जी बोलना नहीं लग जाएंगे या हसीन 3 नहीं बन जाएगी, is because I have a stake in the game. क्या ये यूजुअली होता है? नहीं. क्या आज भी आपके पास वो कंट्रोल है? नहीं. इट इज़ बेसिकली आपकी कितनी गुडविल है. इफ़ द अदर पर्सन इज़ फेयर इनफ, वो आपको पूछ लेंगे, नहीं तो आप अखबारों में पढ़ लोगे. हाय, वेलकम. So it is unfortunate, but it is what it is right now. Coming to the second part of your question, that should a writer turn a producer? It totally depends on how your ambition and what you need out of this. What makes you happy? What makes you, as an artist, what is your sense of completion? Is your sense of completion in कि मैंने अच्छी script लिख के दे दी? I have managed to write a script. I managed to cast it. I managed to get a director, get somebody to put money on it. My work as a writer is done, and your work as a writer is done to a large extent. वो अलग बात है कि आज भी लोग राइटर सीन अच्छा नहीं आया तो राइटर को जूते पड़ते हैं. ये नहीं कि डायरेक्टर ने डायरेक्ट भी किया, एक्टर ने एक्ट भी किया, एडिटिंग में एडिटिंग भी हुई है, 50 लोगों ने आके की है. बट दैट इज फॉर अ डिफरेंट डे. So the fact is that if that is your level of fulfillment, it's beautiful. You don't need to get into this. But if the hunger is more, the ambition is more, the dream is bigger, and you have a little mental kick. That,
And,
you know,
and the
I'm-
capacity to tolerate people.
and the capacity to tolerate people, yes, that's a full-time job. So I think you have to be crazy enough to have that, which I have discovered in my journey, that the crazy is there a little bit. So I have turned producer from a creative to now Katha Pictures is my production house. I've done Do Patti, now Gandhari, and I'm starting with my theatrical mid this year under Katha Pictures. So the whole thing is that what is the dream, what is the ambition, and what is, most importantly, more than ambition, where does the happiness lie? And eventually, sometimes it also lies in just handing over the script and your creative work. And that is, I think, a blessing. And जैसे कि इन्होंने बोला, लोगों को भी हैंडल करना पड़ता है, उसके लिए आपको अलग पैनल चाहिए होगा.
हाँ, एक राइटर अलग कमरे में बैठ के लिख
मैं
सकता
एक
है.
चीज
Let's,
ऐड
let's,
करना
let's take a
चाहूंगा.
moment and welcome.
हाय हाय
नीरेन,
नीरेन.
हमने एक जोक क्रैक किया था कि ओ स्त्री कल आना की जगह ओ नीरेन कल आना हो गया था. सो प्लीज वेलकम नीरेन भट्ट.
सॉरी एक
आकाश.
बात कंप्लीट करना चाहूँगा बिकॉज आई थिंक इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट दैट आप सब सुने उस बात को. कनिका ने अभी कहा कि एक्चुअली राइटर का काम हमने स्क्रिप्ट लिख के दे दी, ख़त्म हो जाता है. थ्योरेटिकली दैट्स राइट एंड दैट्स द वे इट शुड बी, बट दिस इज़ माई पर्सनल एक्सपीरियंस. नहीं करना चाहिए हमें. इन माई इनिशियल फेज ऑफ माई करियर आई थॉट मेरा काम ख़त्म हो गया, एंड देन व्हेन आई सॉ द फिल्म इट वॉज नॉट व्हाट आई हैड रिटन, बिकॉज हमारा पर्सपेक्टिव कोई नहीं समझ सकता. इट हैज़ कम आउट ऑफ अस. सो दिस इज़ माई, आई हैव लर्नड इट द हार्ड वे. आई वुड लाइक टू टेल दिस टू एवरी वन दैट प्लीज बी देयर ऑन द सेट. Don't miss the opportunity. Don't think that your job is over. Be there on the set. Make sure that your perspective, जो आपने जिस तरीके से लिखा था, क्योंकि वहाँ पर भी बहुत changes होते हैं. If you're not there, आप तो वो समझाना मुश्किल है कि आपने एक साल बैठ के जो कहानी लिखी है वो ऑन सेट 2 घंटे में उससे कुछ बेटर नहीं कर सकता. That doesn't mean कि improvisations नहीं होने चाहिए, वो होने चाहिए, बट वो भी आपकी देख रेख में होने चाहिए. So please be there on the sets when your film is being made. It's very, very important.
So all writers are control freaks.
Actually, I think it's a good time to confuse the audience. On my first film, it was pretty much written on set as a dialogue writer, which was Ashoka. And right after that, I swore that unless I was directing, I would never be on the set of any of my movies. And it's now been well over 20 years, and I haven't broken that rule. So I think it is crucial, and I think it's interesting that two writers who have this much regard for each other can actually offer you a completely different perspective. I think it's crucial that once you have put something on paper, so my rule personally is if you don't have the time to give me to write, rework as often as required till everyone's signed off. If you don't have that much time to give me, I will not come to the project regardless of how juicy that project is. But that's not what Akash is talking about. He's not talking about when you haven't had the time. He's talking about when you've put in the time, you've done the due diligence, still be on the set of your movies. And I'm the one who's always said, I will never be on the set of the film. Often it has led to surprises, but I generally believe that there is nothing more destructive to the process of filmmaking than a writer looking over the shoulder of a director saying, while he's trying to see his story or her story, uh, someone behind is going, but I had this in mind, or I was thinking it like this, or the, then it's much more important that you go on set and make the movie. Be a director. That is the way, if as a writer you want control, and he's actually made exactly that progression. And that is a progression that many people make, and I'm all for it, right? I would not advise being on set trying to ensure the sanctity of your vision, because the director's job is exactly to reinterpret that vision. The job of the director starts where yours ends. She or he has to take it to the next level in an entirely different medium. It involves lots of other media. It involves sound, it involves how it will be shot, it involves a take on how it will be edited, it involves on how it will be performed. Each one of these things takes what's on paper to the next level. And you do not need somebody who's trying to protect what is on paper, because that is theirs and that is something that they feel passionate towards. So even though you will be shocked sometimes, some changes will happen that you can't control. Generally speaking, if you've had a good equation with the filmmaker, if they're doing anything major, they will check with you. You will have an offline chat about it. But being on set is not something that I would advise. And I think it's very interesting that you all have two different ways of looking at it. Each one of you can figure out what resonates more with you.
Niren, would you like to add something on this?
See, personally, I stay on sets. Okay, so, but it depends on your equation with the director. Okay, that, what is the process and what is the equation, what is the vibe between you two. Okay, if he is someone who listens to you and, you collaborate on set, well and good. Otherwise, it doesn't always work that way. And see, I mean, for new writers, there is also one issue of, are you paid enough to be on set?
To be on set.
Because while
Are you
not
paid
on,
enough to write first? Then we'll worry about being on
no,
set.
that's actually the next point. So, I mean, you might as well write another script in that time, right? I mean, it depends. It depends on the equation with the director, how reciprocative
And the
he
producer,
is,
huh?
and the producer, and of course, I mean, a lot of things. And and also what kind of film it is. Okay, so if it is a very meticulously research-driven film, or if it is a historical or something, you can't play around too much with it, because everything has been thought about and then written. Okay, if it's a comedy, then it calls for this kind of improvisations, and if there are 4 or 5 people improvising, might as well a writer be there who has actually written the script.
एक्चुअली एक प्रैक्टिकल चीज़ बताना चाहूँगी वेरी इंटरेस्टिंगली फर्दर टू व्हाट अब्बास इज सेइंग मेरा मनमर्जियाँ का डायरेक्टर अनुराग कश्यप वो सोशल मीडिया पे डालता था मेरी राइटर भाग गई इसको वापस बुलाओ सो आई एम रीडिंग ऑन ट्विटर बिकॉज आई हैड अदर कमिटमेंट्स आई हैड टू राइट अदर फिल्म्स बट आई वाज ऑन द सेट 90% ऑफ द टाइम बट वो गाना शूट हो रहा होता है तो यू से ना कि आप मीटिंग करके आते हो सडनली आई सॉ ऑन ट्विटर ही इज रिटन मेरा राइटर भाग गया नॉट गिविंग मी इनफ टाइम कॉल सेंड हर बैक ऑन सेट to the producer. I'm like, okay. Now, uske baad, I will not take any names, but the one director said, please do not come on the set. Make sure that she's not on the set. Then the next one said, please put in the contract that you are there. And then, so I think, in my practical opinion, it boils down to the director and your equation and the security, how secure is your director?
Yeah, I think
On
that
the
is
set.
very important.
And also
Actually
these days,
boils
okay,
down to
it's
that.
a off the track thing. Okay, don't take it too hard, people. But I mean, the fact is that when you go on set, you're sitting in the corner. Okay, you don't know what you are supposed to do there, and you're just looking at the monitor. And then there are people who come with 5 bouncers and 3 stylists and 2 boys and 5 managers and chefs and 20 people entourage come and आपके लिए कुर्सियां भी नहीं बचती तो
Monitor के
then
पीछे
you
कुर्सी
feel
भी ले
more
लेते हैं।
intimidating and humiliated there, so it depends, really depends.
अच्छा वन डायरेक्टर ऑल्सो सेड वन वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग थिंग देखो आना सेट पे हाँ आना सेट पे एक्टर से बात मत करना
हाँ, this I have also
I'm
got.
like, तो मैं मतलब अगर मेरे से एक्टर कुछ पूछे तो मैं चुपचाप बैठ जाऊं नहीं इट अंडरमाइंस which is also, it's not all wrong. It does undermine, because if the actors बहुत चालाक होते हैं वो there is, you know, it's a different ball game altogether. उनको इधर से भी नंबर चाहिए, इधर से भी नंबर चाहिए. अगर वो डायरेक्टर से अग्री नहीं करते तो राइटर के थ्रू आ जाते हैं. आपको पता भी नहीं लगता कि यू आर गेटिंग यूज्ड. तो ये सारी खिचड़ी में
Going by
कुछ
going by
हो रहा
this,
होता है
Kanika, there are two parts to your job of being a mainstream scriptwriter. That's what you've chosen. One is the writing part of it. Okay, what is your relationship? What is mainstream cinema? Something that we can talk about. What is your relationship to the writing? What is your job? That is one. The other is figuring out the degrees of fear of various people. बोलते हैं ना डरे हुए से खुदा बचाए. और commercial cinema में it's a gradation of who is how scared and how insecure, and how well you are able to grasp that and how well you are able to navigate that will probably play a much bigger role in your success as a mainstream scriptwriter than how well you write. I promise you, I'm not being facetious here. I'm being very, very serious.
You're right. आप मुझे नंबर दोगे इस बात के पास. मैंने क्या जुगाड़ किया एक्टर के साथ? हम चुपके से मिलने लगे. हम झूठ बोल के मिलने लगे कि अच्छा मैं डिनर के बाद मैं रूम में जा रही हूँ, अरे कल का सीन डिस्कस करते हैं. Suddenly it became like a secret affair. But it is real and it exists, and a movie came out and it was loved and the character was loved, and the director till date doesn't know we had those secret meetings.
Akash, did you have such experiences?
नो नॉट रियली. जैसे एक्चुअली बोला, ये करेक्ट है कि आपका जो रेपो है डायरेक्टर के साथ उससे उस पर बहुत डिपेंड करता है. आई वॉज लकी इनफ टू वर्क विद अनीस बज़मी. अनीस भाई जो खुद राइटर रह चुके हैं और वो राइटर की अहमियत समझते हैं. सो इनफैक्ट every after every shot he would look back and say, is it good for you? So I was very lucky that way. And yeah, because he's secure. He is जो security की बात है कि, और अगर वो फिल्म के betterment के लिए है. So while and just you know, reacting to what Abbas sir said, I get it. It is and that's why I said theoretically that's right. Director, और अगर ऐसा होगा so he will pull his rank and say I am the director, तुम चुप करके बैठो. Eventually तो वही होगा. But it is always, and during the writing, it's also how much you sat with the director, because then he remembers the process. So what happens at times is that even if he's thought of something new and he's doing it, you can just tell him ki, sir, you remember this is the reason why we had done it. And then probably because the kind of hours that the writer puts in, वो ऑन स्क्रिप्ट तो हमने लिखी है ना, हमारे अंदर से निकली है, उस पर हमने घंटों सोचा है, लॉजिक, एवरीथिंग. And there is a very dangerous activity that has started, that आज सेट पे इसको बेटर कैसे करें. That is, and I've seen that happen on a lot of sets, not only
मैं
mine.
उसी से बचने के लिए कहता हूँ कि सेट पे राइटर को नहीं होना चाहिए, बिकॉज अगर वो होगा तो ये खुराफात सूझती ही है.
नहीं सर, मैं तो उसको अपने बच्चे को बचाने के लिए रुकता हूँ वहाँ पर कि मत करो, क्योंकि वो तो ये करेंगे ही करेंगे. At least I have to be there कि no, this is the reason why we wrote it. So like Abbas sir said, अलग-अलग व्यू पॉइंट्स है.
बेसिकली बच्चा बचाने के बाद तुम्हें ये बताया जाता है कि बच्चा तुम्हारा नहीं है.
नहीं, ये नहीं है. बच्चा ये नहीं है. आप बच्चा पैदा करते हो, आप उनको देते हो,
हॉलीवुड का ही
आप
होगा.
देखते हो. नहीं, आप देखते हो, ऐसा नहीं होता. ऐसा ये होता है, आप बच्चा पैदा करते हो और आप देखते हो उसकी अपब्रिंगिंग अच्छी नहीं हो रही, आप कुछ नहीं कह सकते, और कल को जब बच्चा फेल होता है तो बोलते देखो कितना गंदा बच्चा पैदा किया है.
So now coming back to the next point that I want to talk about, especially because we are talking about mainstream, and I started with this line with the characters that we remember, the films that we remember are all popular films. So we are talking about characters, storylines which get etched into the mind of the audience, and they remember it, they quote the characters, the dialogues, and all those things. How do you go about when you especially start with an idea? Of course, कोई तो light bulb जलता है कि यार इस पे काम करना है मुझे, इसको मुझे अपने 6 महीने 8 महीने whatever time that you take to write a script. And how do you figure out in your head, sitting in that room alone or however you write, कि ये resonate करेगा audience के साथ, whether it's a character, whether it's a dialogue, whether it's a plot point or a story itself.
नहीं सर, आपको बोलना चाहिए.
सेकंड हाफ में आने के बाद अब आप थर्ड एक्ट की राह मत देखो, आप आ जाओ, आप ट्रैक शुरू कर दो.
सबसे आइकॉनिक कैरेक्टर सर आपने लिखे मुन्ना भाई मकबूल, so I think you should start.
See, for me, the answer that I give might not be a very fair one because it's not a luxury that's available to everyone. I got very lucky. I have almost exclusively worked with people whose storytelling skills and them as people I have tremendous regard for. तो ये luxury हर किसी के पास होती नहीं है कि you've enjoyed the process, you've shared the vision, you're servicing a mind that you already respect. That's not a luxury that everyone will get. I lucked out. And then when I didn't have it for about 10, 15 years, nobody knew where the hell I was, right? But the important part is this. There's something I wanted to say, but I will take this moment to say this, even though that's not exactly the question, but it's important that you hear it, okay? What is commercial cinema? Commercial cinema is nothing but it's a service or a marketing-led industry. It's not art. Cinema can be an art form, and it can be a goods and services industry. Primarily what we refer to as commercial cinema, not films that end up doing well. An unexpected film can do well, etc., etc. Films that start off with economics at the forefront, where there is an investment and there is very clearly the intention is to get the maximum number of audience to like it and get an economic return. This is what a commercial film is, right? And in that sense, it is not an individualistic endeavor. It is not, yes, you will find people who get into a position and will drive it and then create a new vision. So when Rajkumar Hirani comes or Vishal Bhardwaj comes or Sanjay Leela Bhansali comes for the first time, they are individualistic people, right? But essentially, we are not talking about trailblazers because every film is not helmed by a trailblazer. Every subject is not that. By and large, there are movies being made to service an audience and hopefully make money because there's a huge industry built around this, right? In a service industry, how do you keep your sense of passion, your sense of art alive is really what you will have to navigate. It's actually a bit insane that all the things that you will learn in any decent scriptwriter course or even on a master class or anywhere, they'll tell you, don't try to save the character, respect the audience, enter the scene as late as possible, exit as early as possible. Just truisms that every writer knows in their sleep or should know in their sleep are exactly the opposite will be told to you in an extremely pontificatory way when you're working on a commercial film, right? The audience doesn't know that. You have to explain it to them. No, you have to spend more time explaining the character. No, you can't suddenly leave it like this. You can't leave it unexplained. Everything that you believe, you are actually going to be told like it's true. That what works for you is not what works for the audience. And above all, what we are trying to do as scriptwriters is be true to ourselves and hope that it resonates with an audience, right? How do you navigate a world in which people who are paying you are telling you that everything that you know as a scriptwriter is wrong, but you are the one hired to do the job of scriptwriting? How do you hold on to your sanity? How do you do good work? And there are no simple answers here, but this is just something that I wanted to prep you for, that this is something that is a huge part of being a writer in mainstream films. Having said that, why I have had some success working, finding these characters is because I've again been one of those slightly individualistic people where unless it grabbed me in the first place, unless I was not the first audience who got excited about that subject, I would not come on to it, right? So it is more about, I first service the audience within me. Now, this is what I do. I'm not recommending this to everyone, but it works for me, right? I hear an idea. As an audience, does it excite me? I can never be an outsider saying, oh, my kind of cinema is different, but this will work for people. The moment you have created a separation between yourself and people, it's the beginning of the end, all right? The moment you're saying, I know we don't need this, but the audience needs this, it's the beginning of the end. So to me, when I hear, so for example, Vishal Bhardwaj and I wanted to always make a gangster film, but Satya had happened, Company had happened, Vastav had happened, and both of us were like, why make another gangster film unless you can really think of something that takes it to the next level? So we want to make a gangster film, but we are not getting anything that takes it to the next level, especially once you've seen something like Satya. And then one day, Vishal is traveling to Mussoorie with his son on a train and reads short stories of William Shakespeare, right? And he calls me and says, what about doing Macbeth in the underworld? Luckily, I'd read Macbeth, right? And immediately I knew that we had found, again, like I was talking about Munna Bhai
Munna
MBBS,
Bhai, हाँ.
we had found a reason to make a particular film, right? I remember when Farah Khan, after Main Hoon Na, when she was thinking about a film, she told me the story. But I hope Farah forgives me for speaking about her on stage. She's usually not very keen on it. But I was not madly in love with Happy New Year, which she wanted to make next. I was not seeing it. And then when she told me Om Shanti Om, which is essentially poor Subhash Ghai, because that's how it translates, that Subhash Ghai killed someone on the sets of Kurz and now it's many years later. I'm like, why do you want to make Happy New Year? This movie has blockbuster written all over it. As an audience, I already want to see it, right? I said, you will spend a year on that. It'll take you 2 weeks to write that one, and it's going to be a blockbuster. Not only did Happy New Year take a year, after that it didn't fall into place until a couple of movies later. And it literally took us 6 weeks to do Om Shanti Om. But by then, unfortunately, I was not the writer of choice because I had not chosen to be on. So there's a price you pay. But the moment Happy New Year, I heard the idea for Om Shanti Om, I'm like, even if you make this badly, it's gonna work. So unless you as an audience are excited by the idea, then you can apply rules, then you can say, okay, how do I magnify this character? What is the kind of, what kind of speech do I attach to it? How do I structure the dialogue? Where's the fun? All the questions that make something memorable, it'll boil down to how good or bad a writer you are. But the starting point is, are you coming there because it's a job, it's what you do, you got an offer and you took it? Or is it a condition that unless you are turned on, you don't go there? Be the first audience for any idea, whether you have it, whether somebody offers it to you. Be the first audience, see it in your head, enjoy it, because that's the only way you'll be able to tell a story that other people enjoy. So I think for me, that's the only, there's no other set of rules. You know?
Kanika, popular characters and how they come out, because I think we were just few minutes back we were also discussing that a writer should or shouldn't be on the set. When you are on the set, of course, people will come and talk to you, the director, the technicians, even the actors, that I don't like this scene, or change it, or I don't understand it. But you know in your head that, oh, this is the best scene of the film, this is the best line of the film. I will not, I can change other things, but I will not let this. So at the same time, the other end of the spectrum is sometimes an actor or a director or any other thing can add on to it. You also, as a writer, you're also seeing the actors performing your scenes, and you see, oh, what they are giving. And then there's a give and take between the writer and the actor also. It might be unsaid, you're not discussing it, but you're understanding. And you can change it yourself. So, and this plays a lot when we are especially talking about popular characters, something which has been made in this city or this industry, and it goes on to resonate with the entire country. So what has been your process in terms of especially those moments like even Abbas is talking about?
So, I found myself to be playing it both ways, because I feel that as a writer, I've been greedy enough to get what I can from the actors and the director, because there's a sense of, yes, this is going with the character, this is building onto it, it's going in the right direction. So I would take it. Like, for example, Manmarziyan. I think Anurag came up with some great insights. Even the physicality of Rumi was red hair and all of that. So a lot of it in terms of visualizing her and all that really added to the character. But there's also another side to it, that where you know that it's just, at the core of it, it's wrong. It's going to contradict a lot of things that you've plotted in and the payoffs that you just know it. In the whole construction of it, it's not going to sit. And then you fight. And then it gets ugly. But then you fight. And there's no other way. I don't know any other way to it. In fact, as recently as Dopatti, Kriti will kill me for this, but we had a roaring fight on the set both of us producers, but I was wearing the writer's hat that day. And the sunlight was going. And my director is shouting, "This is last shot. You all are not." She burst out in tears. I couldn't cry because I was the one who was making her cry. But the point
Why do I
was-
find it easy to see that?
But I fought. And, thankfully, because Kriti would have killed me, butchered me alive if that scene had not turned out to be the best scene in the film. So, it could have also gone the other way. But the important point is to fight.
Yeah.
Because at that, you don't know how it's going to come. Maybe it didn't turn out that well. Maybe it got chopped off at the edit. You can't really foresee that. That's another thing, as writers. To what level, it's a very scary thing actually. Because you only have your own conviction. You can't go in the future and say, "Ye edit maybe rahega ki nahi," and I've fought so hard for it. How do you navigate that? And what is that line that you'll draw that, okay, I will give in here because maybe what the director is saying is correct and maybe what the actor is feeling is correct. But then sometimes in the edit, it just goes wrong. So what does that do to your conviction and confidence? So that drawing that line is very difficult. And you have to draw it every day. I mean, this is the
There's no
world
other way
we've
out.
chosen.
You
There's
have
no
to
other
go
way.
through that mess.
You have to go into that mess and you have to decide what battles you want to fight. And sometimes they're going to be ugly and sometimes you may be also in the wrong. So you have to learn from them. So I think my whole thing of learning should never stop as a writer. I genuinely feel that because you have to be open enough to kill your darlings. Like you're saying that, you have to cut certain things and all of that. But at what point do you say, full stop, I will not give in here? So that balance is a very crucial balance, and that is in between here is where your memorable characters also made. I feel that.
Correct.
I like to just add, जो characters की बात हो रही थी ना, I'll share one anecdote with you, and it's not mine. I got to know about it from someone. जब राज कपूर साहब राम तेरी गंगा मैली बना रहे थे, when he made that film, उसमें so one night prior to the release he did not sleep. जो पहला शो होता था वो कहीं महाराष्ट्र के एक एरिया में पहली फिल्म वहाँ लगती थी, पहला शो होता था. And he was awake the entire night, and then he called the manager of that cinema hall. He was shocked that why is Raj Kapoor calling me, and he said, मुझे बस इतना बताना कि 10वें मिनट पे मंदाकिनी आती है और वो अपना नाम बताती है गंगा, वहाँ पर ऑडियंस का क्या रिएक्शन है. एंड वो जब सीन आया एंड एवरीबडी स्टार्टेड क्लैपिंग, सर तालियां बढ़ रही हैं. ही सेड मेरी फिल्म ब्लॉकबस्टर है, बिकॉज ही न्यू दैट इफ पीपल एक्सेप्ट हर एज गंगा, then whatever I'm trying to say, they will buy. So अब कोई आइकॉनिक कैरेक्टर होगा नहीं, ये किसी के हाथ में नहीं है. ये कोई नहीं जान सकता पहले से, कोई हो जाता नहीं होता. But when we are making a film, I feel your protagonist, your people have to be intrigued. Either they love him or they hate him or her. They have to be intrigued by that character. And then it's because it's that person's story. And once that character resonates with them or they are interested in him, then half the battle is won. So iconic कैसे बनता है वो मुझे नहीं पता, मगर कैरेक्टर से अगर ऑडियंस को प्यार हो गया तो then like I said half the battle is won.
नीरेन.
हाँ, तो बेसिकली मेरा प्रोसेस ये है कि सी देयर आर टू वर्ल्ड्स इन योर माइंड. वन इज द वर्ल्ड दैट द थिंग्स दैट यू हैव रेड. Okay, so all those characters, the films that you have seen, all those characters are there in your mind. And the other world is the world of your experiences. So whatever life you have lived, good, bad, shitty, but you met a lot of people, right? And you remember them. Okay, you remember their traits. And you pick up something from someone. It stays with you. कि यार ये आदमी ऐसा था. Okay, while you are growing up, there are local legends. Okay, there are local legends in various fields. In sports, there are various legends. Like, some guy is a great fan of some actor. Okay, he's famous in entire town because of that. Okay, some guy is famous for the songs that he listens. Some guy is famous for the dresses that he wears. And some guy is famous for something else, the books that he reads. And you meet all this kind of people. And then finally, while you sit down to write, all those things are there with you. Okay, so these are your tools. And you need to remember that if this is my story, this is my plot. Okay, what can I fish out from those things? Of course, you can't directly borrow from the things that you have read and saw.
Very clearly you can.
Ah,
Have you
you
seen
can.
cinema over the last few decades?
But but of course, from the world of experience, to everything is free and for you to take, and whichever character you feel is the best suited for that particular character, you go ahead and steal his life, put it on paper, then let him call you after the film. "Arey, ye mera likha hai na."
Just to very quickly, since I gave this whole goal answer, how do you want to, if you want to create memorable characters, here's one very simple, direct writer-to-writer advice. A character is created when the audience is thinking for the character what the character is not saying or not directly stating. Okay? Your job is to get the audience invested in the character. What does that mean? Which is thinking things for the character, even though the character may be acting in a different way. So the moment the audience is thinking for the character, iska dil toota hoga, when the character is not expressly acting in a dil toota way, or nobody else on screen is saying uska dil toota hai, that's when you start getting the audience invested in the character, right? So whatever you want to say about the character, the single worst thing you can do as a writer is have someone say it about them on screen. That is the worst thing you can do. The second worst thing you can do is have them exactly act the way they're supposed to be feeling. And good writing would be you orchestrate things in such a way that what you want said about the character, अरे यार वो actually कितना अच्छा है, वो अभी बदला लेगा, ये भूलेगा नहीं. Whatever it is that you want to say, if that occurs, not spoken on screen, not expressly demonstrated, but occurs in the mind of the viewer because of the way events have been edited, juxtaposed, written, and conceived, that's when you start creating audience investment both in story and in character, but primarily in character. So get the audience thinking as and for the character. That's the biggest part of creating memorable characters for commercial cinema.
सर पुष्पा तो खुद ही बोल देता है कि झुकेगा नहीं.
सर पुष्पा के सारे सीन्स आप ये वाले देख लो जब वो anyway, let's not get into the individual this thing. Everything can be broken. Every rule can be broken, right? When Javed Sahib will tell us that why, according to all his experience, he was convinced that Lagan was a disaster because it ticked all the wrong boxes and it worked. We will find new things and things will come and break the rules. Everyone is not trying to make, like I said, trailblazer content. If you want ball and play on a regular basis, doing work that you know is ticking the boxes for doing good, interesting scriptwriter work, this is one of those key considerations that you should keep at the forefront of your mind, is what I would like to offer.
Character building में एक चीज़ what I've noticed in the period of like be it मनमर्जियाँ की रूमी, हसीन दिलरुबा की रानी and all these मुक्कू केदारनाथ, there's one practical thing that I have seen कि अच्छा हाँ ये character याद रह जाएगा is the reaction to my first narration. जो मनमर्जियाँ की रूमी थी उसने मेरे प्रोड्यूसर को डरा दिया, हीरोइन को डरा दिया, पिक्चर बंद हो गई. वो कहते अरे शादीशुदा, she's just married, she's wearing a wedding chuda, how is she making out with her boyfriend? It scared them. She was unpredictable, she was remembered. Rani scared a lot of actors. Before Taapsee, 2-3 other mainstream actors were supposed to do it and they're like, I'm scared because she is villainous. She can. So I realized that when these characters, if you add to what Abbas is saying here, there's a little bit of unpredictability. And if they somehow make you a little uncomfortable, it's coming from the other. Of course, you have to feel for them and you can't be indifferent because if you're indifferent to the character, all that is there. But that extra edge of maybe unpredictability leads to something that really leaves a mark. Because it makes you think. That discomfort makes you think a little bit more about the character and their choices. And sometimes what makes you uncomfortable is, oh, what would I have done? So that was my 2 bits on what I have observed in terms of how the audiences have received these characters while we were making them.
Right.
And then how the end result came out.
Okay, so we have spoken a lot about mainstream. Now let's talk a little about reality. हमने मेन स्ट्रीम की बहुत बात कर ली, अब थोड़ी रियलिटी की बात करते हैं, जो अभी की रियलिटी हमारी, क्योंकि हमारी मेन स्ट्रीम फिल्म्स हो या कोई भी हो, अभी कोई फिल्म चल नहीं रही है फ्रैंकली. और जो भी फिल्में जो 5 साल पुरानी है, जो आई थी 5 साल पहले, वो रिलीज हो रही है तो वो चल रही है. द न्यू फिल्म्स आर नॉट वर्किंग. सो हाउ एज अ राइटर, whether you're young, whether you are old, whether you are working, whether you're not working, whether you want to, how as a writer would you navigate, or have you navigated, or how would you suggest that a writer should navigate this reality, which is the most stark reality that we are looking at? Because if I take a script to a producer, the producer is telling me, do you have an actor? If I take an idea, get the script written, I will not pay you. You have to write it without being commissioned, and do whatever you can. But if I am the one getting the actor, if I am the one getting the line producer or the funding and everything, then मैं खुद ही बन जाता हूँ producer. तो how does a writer navigate it?
ये किससे पूछना चाहोगे आप?
सबसे मैं पूछना
See,
चाहूँगा.
I'll tell you very frankly, okay, there are two pictures. Okay, one is a very bleak picture. There is a, post circulating on internet written by Dara, where, that is the reality. That all writers are struggling. Okay, this is the worst time for writers in the industry ever. Okay, they are exploited left, right, and center by everyone, by producers, by OTTs, by everyone. Okay, but then it's up to you, how to navigate when it comes to that question. I think this is the best time, because all the established structures are broken. Like he said, all the established rules are broken. Everything is broken. Okay, entire system is broken. So only disruptors will survive. And writers are the biggest disruptors. Okay, you break all rules, come out with something that is absolutely original of your own. Okay, and I think you can get by. That will astonish people, because that will make them realize that that is something done by other people which is working. Okay, the disruption in storytelling that we are seeing off late. Okay, people have broken all rules, right? So, and somewhere those stories have resonated.
Is it happening? Because I don't know. We're talking about it. Yes, disruption will happen in some time in future, or but I'm not. Personally, I'm not seeing it happening.
People who are sticking to their guns, even their films are not working.
Correct.
So it's a level playing
not
field,
working
right?
is a reality, but the disruption hasn't arrived yet.
It hasn't arrived, but it is the best time for disruption.
But
Because
you can
it's
see
level
that
playing field, no?
I totally agree with Nirayan, and you can see it starting. And I've seen that with actors now. When you go to an actor, I've never seen them that excited about a new idea. वो पहले अब नहीं पूछते प्रोड्यूसर कौन आएगा, एक्ट्रेस कौन आएगी, क्या do you have a new idea? So that is happening for the first time. So, and I think that is stemming out of what Nirayan said, that this is time for disruption. These are the initial indicators.
So there are trade reports out of 25 remakes made post pandemic, 23 are flops. Okay, so everyone has realized that the only way to succeed is to create good content, right? Original content. Good, bad, to will come later. Okay, but where will the original content come from? Will it come from a producer or an actor? Obviously, it will come from a writer, right? So that's the good part about it.
Abbas, you've seen many seasons of this disruption arriving or going, and you've directed a couple of films also. So what is your take on this entire?
See, in the early part of of my career, I use that word very judiciously because it doesn't feel like a career. I've done very little work. But there was no alternative to cinema. Cinema wasn't going anywhere. So the cycles that one observed in those days were just, when a meltdown was happening in terms of, this has been working and now it stopped working. When we were trying to make Munna Bhai MBBS, except for, I think, one Hera Pheri, uske alawa koi comedy film chahe. People are like, comedy film is harakiri. You can't make comedy films today. Munna Bhai came and suddenly that became the way to go, right? So at various points you'll hear action films are no longer working. Now it's family film time. Then people will keep waiting till all family films are flopping before realizing that now it's something else. And that something else will always happen because one film works and now everyone jumps onto it. But cinema wasn't going anywhere. The act of watching movies in a high engagement setting was the primary means of
Right.
family entertainment. So there it was more question of weathering a cycle and either hoping to be at the forefront of the next one or at least catching up and whatever. Now we are seeing something far more existential. And I'm not sure that this is just cyclical and just a question of finding the next wave of what's working and it'll be business as usual on big screens. I think a more fundamental meltdown is happening. I think a more fundamental change in how and what the audience is consuming, the content that they're consuming, is coming in. And I'm not at all in a position to predict where this is going, but I don't think this is a regular cyclical problem. Whatever comes out of this is going to be a little more fundamental and a little more definitive. कुछ नया होगा. It will not just be अच्छा इस बार rom-coms चल रहे हैं. That was the answer. This time it's not going to be an answer like that. It's going to be a little more elegant and a little more challenging answer. And we will
Amrit
all have to
Manthan है
rearrange
basically.
ourselves according to that.
अमृत मंथन है, जहर भी निकलेगा, रत्न भी निकलेंगे और अमृत भी निकलेगा.
कनिका, आपको क्या लगता है?
See, I also would like to see the glass half full because, like he's rightly pointed out, there is a crisis. The grammar of the industry is changing. When I came in, it was very clear कि it's a star-driven system. आपकी कहानी चाहे कितनी भी अच्छी हो, if you do not get a certain star of a certain value, the business will dictate what film will be made or what not will be made. हाँ? और वो business कैसे dictate होता था? By the surety that ये star मेरे को Friday में I will get these footfalls. That is how the entire commercial cinema is based on this understanding. That understanding has gone for a toss because today even a superstar cannot guarantee how many people are going to come and watch your film in the theaters. So firstly, your entire fee structure is breaking, and it should, because it became so expensive to make films. It is ridiculous. These conversations as writers are it's very important for us to know that हमें लगता है कि हमारा क्या लेना देना कि एक स्टार की एक्स्ट्रा कॉस्ट क्या है, ऑन्टोराज की लेना देना है, क्योंकि मेरे सीन के लिए शूट करने के लिए पैसा नहीं बचता है प्रोड्यूसर के पास. The overheads had gone so much. The fee process was so skewed. The least amount of spotlight was on the story. The least amount was spent on nurturing a script, which was very dangerous. We are in a content-driven business, and story had no spotlight. Now that is breaking down. So that is the good news. Now, of course, there is a certain risk to it because, like you rightly said, we don't know. There are not many films being made. These re-releases look very nice, but the fact of the matter is we are not making enough films. People are sitting at home. Producers are not spending. Nobody knows what's working. The audience is asking for more. And a star cannot guarantee an opening. So what do you do in these times? The only thing as writers we can do is A, take hope in the fact that this is a content-driven business. B, story. Eventually, everybody is going to come down to, like he rightly said, that actors' attitude is changing. Slowly and steadily, they're actually asking, kahani kya hai? And then so on and so forth. So we are not putting the cart before the horse. The horse will be before the cart. And in this business, it has to be storytelling. That way, it's a great time for storytellers. It is a rough time for storytellers because we have to tide this wave out and we have to wait for the other side, for the business to start rolling in again. But originality in this day and age will save you. There is a good news and a bad news with platforms. OTT is giving, you have storytelling at your fingertips, technicians, writers, a lot of work, a lot of demand. There is some sort of a crisis, so they say cinema versus OTT, OTT versus cinema. That debate is going to be settled because they'll have to coexist at a certain, in a certain reality. So all these changes, audiences being exposed to a global content, they are not happy with just remakes. You better give me value for my money. Otherwise, I'm going to watch this Korean film. So that we have to understand, work harder, and stick to our originality, because truly, I mean, it was literally a phrase initially that local is going to go global, originality is going to save you, but now is the time where this is actually going to turn into a reality. So it's a great time for writers, but hang in there, tighten your seatbelts, rough weather, but eventually I think we'll see the light.
I don't know. I'm not as hopeful as Kanika.
कितना try किया happy ending?
No, I'll tell you.
कितना try
I'll tell
किया?
you why. Because exactly इस तरह की conversations, that this is a huge opportunity for originality to shine and stuff like that, happened when OTT first started. Platforms first started commissioning films directly for the platform, and you were freed of a lot of the star trappings and the trappings of commercial cinema, and it was supposed to be a time for writers to shine. We really need to do a little soul searching. How many OTT films do you look at and say, ये अगर OTT नहीं होता तो नहीं बनती? नहीं बॉस, आपकी बड़ी फिल्में आज भी जो आपको याद रहती है, आप सब भी जिनको जो कैरेक्टर्स की बात करते हो, वो अभी भी थिएटर में क्यों चल रही है? OTT तो आपको एक गिफ्ट दी गई थी ना, हम सबको एक गिफ्ट दी गई थी to do original content. The opportunity was pointed out at various of our conferences that this is a time for originality to shine, and that that was a time of turmoil. Nobody knew where things were going, but one thing was assured, that good content would shine. It's not that good content hasn't shown. I'm asking, did we create good content? Can we come up with 15 OTT films in the last few years where we say, see, when a writer is freed from the demands of commercial cinema, this is what we come up with. Can we point to 15 such films? I can't.
No, but writers were not freed, no? Because even OTT started, behaving in the same way.
In which case, what Kanika is saying is all very hopeful, but then we will weather it out and then find the next defeatist stance, is my fear. So at which point do we actually grab an opportunity?
Sorry, I'll have to interrupt this discussion because I think we are just 2-3 minutes away from closing this session. Akash, quickly, you want to add
quickly,
something?
very quickly. I think both the aspects are there. One is content. Definitely, we are lacking there. But then secondly, there's audience. Now, the content we can rectify. We can change and we can create original content. But the problem is also with the audience. They're spoiled for choices. I'll give you a very small example. The other day, I was putting an animated film for my son. And it's a lovely film. And he said, no, I don't want to watch this. I don't want to watch this. When we were kids and a Jungle Book used to come on the weekends, we used to wait for it. So the content wasn't the problem. They're spoiled for choices. There is so much available. So I don't know how we will counter that. We can definitely work towards our content, but this new, these platforms and the movies and everything, there are so many choices that the value of the product or that film or that show has gone down. And the only thing which is working magically is, I'll say one word, FOMO. When people feel, यार ये सब लोग देख रहे हैं, Squid Game देखना है मुझे.
मैंने नहीं देखा.
हाँ, but वो FOMO जो है, वो फिर आपको numbers भी लाता है, वो भी लाता है. It's not, I'm not saying that FOMO connection नहीं है, but audience का जो reaction है, उसको कैसे बदलना हमें नहीं पता. And yeah, that's where I would like to end.
No, you have actually, this is one of the questions which I was supposed to take. This was the first question, that how does people's major form of entertainment nowadays being short form content, where we include reels also, by the way, we are competing with reels. How does it influence the writing of mainstream films? So I think to stand apart and make your content in such a way that, write your film in such a way that it...
Yeah, I think that was one of the first things that Kanika addressed about the demands of the new form. That's obviously driven by the shorter attention spans that we've taken cognizance of. So I think she's answered that quite elaborately.
So I'll take one more question and I think we'll have to finish after that. Given that sequels and universes are in the making nowadays, how does this influence a writer's thought process and scripting process? It's a very vast question, but I think what the question means is that sequel एक बनाई हुई दुनिया है जिसके अंदर आप घुसते हो तो उससे जो राइटर की अपनी वॉइस होती है वो उसको कितना ला पाते हैं क्या
नहीं,
खोते हैं?
मैंने सीक्वल लिखी है जो कि इसने भी लिखी है, जो कि पहले किसी और ने पार्ट 1 लिखा था. So I think you can find your voice in that, and I think you can extend it further, because for me it was the other way around, that we created the universe first with Munja and Bedi, and then we included Street 2 in that. Okay, so you can obviously find your voice in a sequel and create a universe. I mean, creating a universe is like a dream for all writers, right? Like you are like Ved Vyas and you are creating your own Mahabharat. Okay, so it is, and you are like someone like a Stan Lee or someone, and you have like Avengers. You are creating your Avengers. So it is like a dream for all writers. But since we have so many constraints, and we don't have established characters like they have in comics. Okay, we are creating our own characters. Then we are connecting their stories. So it is a doubly difficult task for us. Okay, but if it works, I think that would be a great thing for a writer.
Okay, I think we are out of time now. We can continue this. I'm sure writers love to speak, and you would love to listen, but our time is up. Thank you so much for all
Thank
of you.
you.
Thank you for the lovely session. I would like to invite Vibha Singh, screenwriter, EC member SWA, to come to the stage and present some gifts. Thank you.